Alright, hello everybody, this is your host Arctic Ghost, and welcome to another episode of the Arctic Pauper Show. This week I am bringing you, instead of an aggro deck, I'm bringing you more of a combo deck. The deck this week is Izzet Blitz. What is Izzet Blitz, you may ask? Well, Izzet Blitz is a deck based around Kiln Fiend and Nivik Cyclops, where basically you play 2 to 3 spells in the turn, and then you give them double strike. Excuse me. What you used to use would be Assault Strobe. But instead, what you give them this time is Temur Battle Rage, because what Temur Battle Rage allows you to do is instead of having to do Assault Strobe plus Apostle's Blessing or plus Distortion Strike or Shadow Rift and what have you, you don't necessarily need to. You can just now do Temur Battle Rage and give them Trample and just do it all in one big combo. So without further ado, let's get into the deck list. First up, we have 3 Evolving Wilds. If you want, you can use Evolving Wilds, or is it Guild Gates, or whatever you want. I like the Evolving Wilds personally. Because I like thinning the deck. That's just my call. Then you have Islands and Mountains. Basically it. You have slightly more islands because you play way more blue spells and Gush. That's really the only reason. Next up are the 1-drops. You have Delver Secrets. Now, you might be thinking, why play Delver in a deck where you're just going straight combo? Well, Delver is also a card that can win the game on its own. I mean, you do play burn spells, you do play Temur Battle Rages and whatnot, so theoretically you could just win the game off of Delver, and since a large portion of your deck is instants and sorceries, it should flip really easily, and a 3-2 beater can just win the game on its own. You have Gitaxian Probe, which is great because when you're playing a combo deck, it's great to be able to look at your opponent's hand and get perfect information. Not to mention, you also draw a card to get another spell, but also because it can be paid with friction mana, which means it's 0 mana. The more spells you get to cast in a combo deck, the better. So that's why Gitaxian Probe is so good. Then next up, you have a couple of Dispels, just as a little bit of disruption. You have Ponders and Preordains because they are 2 of the strongest 1-mana spells of all time. The reason why you don't play Brainstorm is because you'd kind of rather just have card selection rather than just drawing random cards. At least that's my opinion. Then you have Shadow Rift, just a good way to give your creature Shadow if you have to, and cantrips. It really allows you to get in with Delver of Secrets. So, like the whole joke would be Shadow Rift with Delver, and then Temur Battle Rage, 6 damage right there, and so on and so forth. This might change. Then you have 1 Gut Shot. It's a free 1 damage spell. It's pretty good. Lightning Bolt, because it's Lightning Bolt. And you have Mutagenic Growth, because it's a free pump spell. I can't tell you how many times I've been able to save this guy from a Lightning Bolt and win the game because of it. Or a Firebolt. Or a Disfigure. Etc. You get the point. So, I would keep it in. Then you have Apostle's Blessing. Basically, the Mutagenic Growth is the 4th Apostle's Blessing. Apostle's Blessing is great because it's a 1-mana protection spell. I kind of like the 1 Mutagenic Growth idea over the 4th Apostle's Blessing, though I can perfectly understand where the 4th Apostle's Blessing would be better. I like the pump spell. Then you have Kiln Fiend, Nivik Cyclops for your win conditions, Temur Battle Rage is your other piece of the combo, and Gush, because Gush is actually just amazing. It's a free draw 2 cards, because returning the 2 islands isn't really that big of a cost, since everything in your deck is basically 1 mana. The cards that need to be in play are more than 1 mana, but the cards that get you going are 1. So that's the main deck. Pretty stock, pretty straightforward, nothing really else to see. Then you got the sideboard, you got 1 extra Dispel, some extra Disruption, you got Hydroblast against red spells, Pyroblast against blue spells, Flame Slash being extra removal, Flaring Pain against things like Cop Red or Prismatic Strands, etc. A couple of Stormbound guys, this is what I've seen other people been trying a little bit. So far it's been fun. It takes 2 removal spells to get past it, and it's a good beater in the air. It might change. And then you have Wuck and Echoing Truth, just because I couldn't really think of anything else, and I was facing a few tokens decks, so Echoing Truth just happened to be in there, and I never really changed it. So you kind of have 1, maybe 2 or 3 flexible spots. So that's the deck. I'm going to run it through Pauper Classic Tuesdays. I hope to see you there. Stay tuned.